In the upper right area is a herringbone square. Now, the word herringbone square has always confused me because it does not make a square. What it makes is a diamond shape. So, like all herringbone stitches, you're going to have very little thread carry on the back. You should have parallel lines on this side, this side, this side, and this side on the back. And I'll show you the back when we get finished. The first stitch is a cross stitch over 2 canvas threads right in the center of the square. Now in your book, I've specified that you're to stitch with 4 different colors of, 3 colors of floss and 1 metallic braid. To reduce the shine and to make the stitch demonstration go a little bit easier, I'm just going to stitch with 2 colors. Now one thing about a herringbone square is once I have my establishing stitch, all of the end points are going to be in 2 parallel lines with the end points of the first stitch. And I'll show you what I mean as I go along. As you stitch each round, you finish the round by sliding the needle under the first stitch of the round. This puts 1 stitch on top and 1 stitch under every thread. Okay, so this is the first round that I've done, and my end points are in parallel lines with the first cross stitch. This begins to become a lot clearer as more stitches go in. Now you'll be working with 3 different colors of floss and a metallic braid, and if it becomes confusing to you to bring the needle up where you'll need it next, just bring it up and park it out of the way on top of the canvas. For me, it's relatively easy for this demonstration to bring the needle up where I'll need it next because I'm just alternating the colors. And you can certainly do that in your project if you want to. Notice that I slid the needle under the first stitch of the round before I finished the round. Now your stitch is going to be flatter than this. Mine is becoming pretty pronounced because I'm using pearl cotton. Now I'll slide the needle under the first stitch of the round before I finish it. And now you can see more clearly that all of my end points are even with the very first cross stitch. If you bring your needle up out in this area or put it down out in this area, your square will not look right. So remember that your end points are going to be in these parallel lines with your first stitch. And you'll see that each one gets progressively bigger, as it should be. Okay, I'm ready for the last stitch of this round, so I slide my needle under. Now don't fret if you forget this. It will still look okay. It will look a little lopsided, but I might as well go ahead and teach you how to do it correctly. I think when I first started doing herringbone squares, I did not know about sliding the needle under. Or I did know and just didn't pay any attention to it because I was in a hurry to stitch. But it doesn't really take any more time to slide the needle under to give the herringbone square a nice finished look. Getting a little spaghetti here on top of my canvas. You'll have more than that because you'll be stitching with more colors. For those of you who are doing the aqua and black, you're just going to be using your overdyed floss. And I've indicated that in the book. So there shouldn't be any question about which thread you're supposed to use where. But as always, if you have any questions about anything during the class or for a particular stitch or an instruction that I've written, just be sure to email me and let me know so that I can answer your question. Okay. Okay, I did most of the stitch off camera because it's very repetitive, but I wanted to show you the final round. The final round shares holes with the Rhodes border, and so that's how you know that you're done, because you can't put any more stitches in it. Now, if you like the looks of the herringbone square with just 2 colors, of course you can do that. It's your project and you get to do whatever you want. Get that under there without, there we go. Okay, there's my completed herringbone square. I wanted to show you the back of the herringbone square so that you would know that you're stitching it correctly. You'll see that I have parallel lines, just like you would for most herringbone stitches where you go back to before you proceed. On this side, the lines are slanted. That's because that's where you finished the one round and started another round. And so that's why these lines are slanted and all the rest of them are straight. But this is the back of the herringbone square.